Good afternoon, all of my students and all the students or even professional students. Um, the one thing we want to talk about today is really important to all students, and that is making sure your fingers are covering the holes on the clarinet. One of the most important things that I find with beginner students is making sure that your thumb is covering the hole in the back of the clarinet. Because if you don't, for 90% of the notes that are on the clarinet are played with the thumb down. So which means that you have to cover the hole on the clarinet with your thumb first, which is always a very difficult thing to do until you get used to it. You have to keep making sure your thumb is always down when you're playing. The second is, and I'm going to put my clarinet a little sideways so maybe it might look like a flute. Second thing is to make sure we cover our holes. The first hole, we're going to skip that little silver key and we're playing the second hole. So we make sure it's down in one, and then the third one, which has no key. Now, the one thing that I always found that works is if you cover the holes really well and you lift your fingers, you should see a little circle around each one of your fingers tips, which lets you know that you're actually doing it right. Because if you are not doing it right, it means you will not have any preparations in your fingertips so that you know that the holes are not being covered. So again, make sure you're covering the thumb hole, which is on the back of the clarinet, first hole, second hole, and the third hole. And for more advanced players, which would probably be more like fourth and fifth graders, we have to cover the holes on the bottom with the right hand. So that means our thumb is in place, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which covers from open G down to low G.